You just have to be a fan of the Empire Strikes Back movie to enjoy this video. Yes, this list of 10 amazing facts highlights differences between the movie and the comics, but by doing so, it takes a peek into the evolution of this incredible film. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so I can bring you more content like it. Now on with the countdown. Number 10. Han Solo mentions hell twice. In The Empire Strikes Back, after a rebel tells Han Solo that the temperature is falling outside and his tauntaun will freeze before he reaches the first marker, Han retorts, "Then I'll see you in hell." This scene is shown in the film as well as the comic. Han mentions hell again in the comic, however, which is not reflected in the movie. In the movie, after the rebels are discovered by the Imperials on Hoth, Luke is heading to his snowspeeder in the hangar while Han and Chewie are repairing the Millennium Falcon. Luke says goodbye to Chewie. Han simply tells Luke to be careful, and Luke responds, "You too." This was a terrific scene and shows the bond these two men have achieved through their various adventures together. In the comic, there is more dialogue as Luke tells Han he hopes he can resolve the Jabba issue, and Han replies, "Give him hell, kid." These are not the first time hell is mentioned in Star Wars. In the original film, after Uncle Owen calls for Luke at the Lars homestead, Aunt Beru responds that Luke is already gone, and she believes he has C-3PO and R2-D2 with him. Owen tells Beru, well, he'd better have those units in the South Ridge repaired by midday, or there'll be hell to pay. Heaven and hell, as we know them, are not really concepts in Star Wars. Instead, explanations were concocted where different cultures have different views on hell. For example, Corellians believe hell is a special region in the netherworld of the Force where bad people go to die. Speaking of Corellians, Han Solo is called a Corellian in the comic adaptation and is my next pick. Number 9. Han Solo is called a Corellian. When Han returns from his patrol on Hoth, a rebel tells Han, "We thought Corellians were tough, Solo. You actually look cold." This line is only in the comic and not the movie. This may be the first time Han is referred to as a Corellian in dialogue by another character, even though it didn't make it into the movie. In the original 1976 novel, when Han runs into Greedo, he is referred to as a Corellian, and in the Star Wars storybook, he is described as the captain of the Millennium Falcon, a Corellian starship. Corellia is even mentioned in the original movie, just not in reference to Han Solo. In the movie, Han tells Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke, "I've outrun Imperial starships." Not the local boat cruisers, mind you. I'm talking about the big Corellian ships now. We all knew Han was a Corellian, and I just thought it was cool to see a character refer to him as such in the comic. Number 8. The Emperor's face is never shown when speaking to Darth Vader. In the story, Darth Vader contacts the Emperor via holotransmission from his flagship, the Executor. Luke has just met Yoda, and the Emperor is concerned that Luke could destroy them. He orders Darth Vader to kill Luke, but then Vader convinces the Emperor that Luke can be turned into an ally. In the original release, a close-up of the Emperor's face is used, and chimpanzee eyes are superimposed onto an actress's face with a dubbed male voice. The face is heavily shrouded in shadows, making for an eerie image. The face was replaced in 2004 with Ian McDiarmid, who played the Emperor, and this time much of the shadows are removed. The comic went in a completely different direction for this scene. Instead of a close-up of the Emperor's face, the comic shows a full-bodied and cloaked Emperor, and the face is completely hidden in shadows. Honestly, I feel the comic's visuals are superior to what we saw in the movie. My next pick is another visual that is hidden in the comic. Number 7. Luke Skywalker losing his hand is obscured. In the film, Luke Skywalker's right hand holding his lightsaber is cut off by Darth Vader in the bowels of Cloud City. It is very clear in the movie this occurred, and at the end of the film, we see Luke getting a new mechanical hand. In the comic, however, the scene where Darth Vader slices off Luke's hand is obscured, and even the dialogue is vague enough that it isn't clear if his hand was completely removed or if it was simply mangled by Vader's swing. Subsequent panels that show Luke never reveal if Luke's hand is gone or not. There is a blurb on the final page that tells us he received a new mechanized, cybernetically controlled hand, but it is never shown. He then proceeds to hold Leia with his left arm as the Millennium Falcon departs the fleet, which differs from the movie where Luke places his right arm around Leia to comfort her. I can only guess that this scene was not explicitly shown in the comic due to the younger audiences that read comics at the time. Number 6. Star Destroyers bomb the asteroids, not TIE bombers. In the movie, TIE fighters chase the Millennium Falcon into an asteroid field and the Falcon settles into a cave to escape detection. Later, we see TIE bombers strafing large asteroids to try to flush out the Falcon. In the comic, it isn't TIE bombers that are used to aerial bomb the asteroids, but Star Destroyers instead. A single TIE bomber is shown in the comic, however, but it was part of the squad that chased the Falcon into the field. Oh, and that cave the Falcon landed in? The giant space slug that lunges at the ship when it takes off and departs its mouth in the movie is never shown in the comic. Instead, we have to rely on dialogue from Han Solo that tells us it was a space slug. In addition to this creature, another omission from the comic are the Rebel transport ships. Number 5. Rebel transport ships are not shown. Shortly after the probe droid reveals the location of the Rebel base on Hoth, a fleet of Imperial Star Destroyers enter the system. The Rebels begin executing their evacuation procedures and fire an ion cannon at a Star Destroyer, allowing a Rebel transport ship to escape. The transport is shown in the movie, but in the comic, the Star Destroyer is hit, but no Rebel spacecraft are shown escaping. The design for the transport ships came late in production, and artist Al Williamson did not have any reference photos to draw from, so he didn't get to draw any Rebel transports in the comic, unfortunately. Number 4. Han Solo tells Major Bren Derlin he is leaving to pay off Jabba. In the movie, Han is in the control center when he tells General Riken he is leaving Hoth due to the bounty hunter he ran into on Ord Mantell. In the comic, after returning from his patrol, Han asks Chewie how the repairs on the Falcon are going, since he is eager to leave and says he will return to help after giving his report. Major Bren Derlin overhears the pair in the hangar, and Han confirms that he is leaving to pay off Jabba the Hutt. Leia overhears this conversation, and Han and Leia stroll into a corridor to argue about his leaving. In the movie, Leia overhears Han telling General Riken he is leaving, and they move into the passage to have that conversation. Major Bren Derlin is played by actor John Ratzenberg, who is best known for his role as Cliff Clavin on the sitcom Cheers. If things had played out like they did in the comic, he would have had more speaking lines in the movie. I prefer how things transpired in the final film. Number 3. Luke Skywalker tells Princess Leia he is leaving for Dagobah. In the film, when Luke departs Hoth, he heads to Dagobah, but he never tells anyone where he is going. In the comic, however, the scene in the medical bay plays out differently, and he does tell Leia he is going to Dagobah. After Luke leaves the Bacta tank, 21B removes a bandage from his face, which covers scars he received from his tussle with the Wampa. Leia enters the facility, and they are about to kiss, but are interrupted by C-3PO. Luke then tells Leia that he is going to Dagobah. Leia is upset because first Han tells her he is leaving, and now Luke. Han and Chewie then appear, and the scene unfolds much like it does in the movie. In the extra dialogue from Leia in the comic, she mentions trapped ice creatures, which leads to my next pick. Number 2. Wampas infiltrate Echo Base. In the comic, after Han and Leia depart the corridor they were arguing in, a Wampa's arm breaks through the ice wall. Later, Han and Leia are discussing Luke's condition with 21B, and Han suggests they investigate what attacked Luke. In the next panel, R2 is in another passage of the base when chunks of ice fall. Soon afterwards, we see several Rebel soldiers engaged in a battle with a Wampa. At the Rebels' command center, General Riken says the creature was subdued, and they need to adjust their sensors to detect them. Leia suggests they scan the unexplored portions of Echo Base to locate more of the Wampas. Later on, we learn from C-3PO that the Rebels have trapped several of the creatures in an area by using high-pitched sounds. These scenes were filmed, but the costume used for the creatures were rough, so the Wampas infiltrating Echo Base was cut from the movie. Number 1. Yoda is depicted differently in the paperback version. The movie was not finished when work began on the comic, which accounts for all the amazing differences found in the comic adaptation versus the film. The most amazing difference has to do with Yoda. Yoda's character design was not finalized until late in the filmmaking process, so the artist Al Williamson referenced early Ralph McQuarrie paintings of this diminutive character. Eventually, the design was completed and Al Williamson was able to correct the artwork so the character matched the movie, but not before the first publication of the comic went to print. Marvel Comics' illustrated version of The Empire Strikes Back paperback contains the earlier, incorrect Yoda depiction. When the magazine, treasury, and traditional versions of the comic were published, the corrected Yoda images are used. Scenes on Dagobah dropped from the film are included in the comic. I have an entire video that covers Yoda's strange portrayal in the paperback, which you should check out. I will provide a link at the end. It includes side-by-side comparisons of the artwork, including these cutscenes. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe so I can bring you more content, and please leave a comment below.